Hey, greetings and grand rising. Welcome to Spirit Forge. I'm grateful to have you here, and I wanted to create a quick introductory to who I am and what Spirit Forge is all about. I'm really excited for Spirit Forge to blossom. I'm excited for it to finally come into the beginning stages of the manifestation that it was designed and meant to be. For many, many years, I have envisioned Spirit Forge, and I've always known that it was going to come into existence. I've always known that it would be something that's a huge part of my life. So I'm excited for that. That vision has evolved and developed over time, and has developed with my comprehension of the nature of the world that we live in. So, my name is Patrick Hoople. I am a father. I'm a general contractor. The name of my business is Hoople's Home Upgrades. I live in a small town, Otway, Ohio. The nearest city to me is Portsmouth, Ohio, which is where I'm at right now, kicking it by the Ohio River. And I am also an alchemist, a spiritual alchemist. And spiritual alchemy is something that I think a lot of people, it just kind of goes past them. Even spiritual people and people who are Wiccan or into witchcraft or sorcery, they tend to misunderstand what alchemy is. Certainly religious people are afraid of alchemy, or they're afraid of that. If they were to hear about what alchemy is, they would turn right away from it and call it devil work, But don't let that scare you. Please just hear me out and listen to the nature of what I'm speaking and what alchemy is all about. So, alchemy is it is happening all around you. I've discussed this a few times, and it is the essence of what is happening in this electromagnetic realm that we find ourselves in. And everything in existence, this earth, is an electromagnetic field in itself. It's a hologram. It's a projection. And that consists of everything in existence. A lot of people think that we live on a globe. A lot of people think that we live on a flat earth. A lot of people think, we just don't know. And the truth of it is that it is subjective to the observer. And if you study quantum mechanics and physics, then you would begin to comprehend what I'm speaking. If you understand the observer effect, the double slit experiment, or quantum entanglement, then you will begin to comprehend the perspective that I'm speaking. And the world that you live in is really dependent upon perspective and your biological tools that you're using to perceive it, because it is, in its essence, everything is quantum energy. Everything in existence is made of the same stuff. It is protons, it is electrons, it is quantum energy that has positive and negative charges. And so the coagulation of that energy is electromagnetic, and we see that in everything we look at, everything we experience. So alchemy is the realization of that, and the practice of conscious manipulation of that quantum energy around you. Excuse me, I'm feeling some energetic interference right now as I'm speaking. This is tough stuff to talk about sometimes, guys. Please forgive me, because I'm not trying to be weird, but I can feel it in my heart. I can feel it in my body. So we have an electromagnetic, a bioelectromagnetic field around our body. Your heart generates it. That bioelectromagnetic field is known of. It's been studied in science, and humanity is aware of what that is. And your divine self, or your soul, is being projected into this reality, into this vessel from a higher dimension, into this quantum realm, into this electromagnetic field, and it is existing within our body, your vessel, which is quantum energy that is generating a bioelectromagnetic field around your body. And that bioelectromagnetic field is consistently interacting with the Earth's electromagnetic field. And it's all interwoven and intertwined. So alchemy is the realization of the nature of the world that you are within, and the practice of taking sovereign, authentic authority of your bioelectromagnetic field and your biological vessel. There are massive organizations like governments and even clandestine organizations that know about this knowledge, and I don't want to say that they are using it. I don't want to say that they are like taking dominion of it, because they're not. If you realize the truth of the nature of reality, and you remember who you are, then you have the power to take sovereign authority over your biological body, over your identity, and you have the power to exist in this world in the way that you see fit. And these are big discussions, and I mean, we could go for hours about these things, and I'm going to try to break it down into videos, teachings, and ways that you can have these realizations, and then tap into your higher dimensional self, and then ground that knowledge that you access into the physical. Spiritual communities, they often know about the spiritual self, and then you have the people living in the biological world who, they either aren't aware of, or they don't accept their spiritual self. Spiritual people tend to run away from their biological self, from the circumstances in which their biological self finds themselves in, and passively tries to transcend through emotion, through spirit. They try to transcend, and they don't take into account what their biological self is experiencing around them. What alchemy is experiencing the fire of suffering. It's experiencing the biological suffering around you. It's not avoiding it. It's not ignoring it. It's not looking away from it in order to transcend it. Because in doing so, you're ignoring a very, very important aspect to thyself and to the world around you, to your eternal brothers and sisters all around you. You're ignoring the alchemization of that spiritual self into the earthly self. If you want the earth to transcend, if you want your brothers and sisters to transcend the suffering of the third dimensional world, then you have to look at it, and you have to acknowledge the 3D self, and then engage it with that sovereign, authentic authority of your divinity, of your knowledge, and of your power, and of your sovereignty. So you have to engage the government systems, the contractual agreements that are embedded in your genetics and your DNA. You have to engage all of that, and then you have to unravel it with your sovereignty and stand up in authority. And knowledge is power. And so in order to have the capacity to do that, you have to have the knowledge. And that's what SpiritForge is all about. It's all about breaking down this knowledge in a very fundamental way, alchemizing it with other aspects other aspects of your life, deprogramming the false grid programs that are within you, and then alchemizing once you reach that certain point of beingness, that you are standing in your authentic authority and you are living in this biology as your sovereign divine self. Then we alchemize that divine self, that beingness, into the earthly realm. And by doing so, we transform the earth into the new earth. We become the architects of the new earth. And SpiritForge is also about that. So SpiritForge is going to be expressing teachings about what the new earth will look like, and how monetary systems will work, and how communities and societies will work, and and how the forging of that path will come to be. All of this stuff is already here. I've already been developing it. That doesn't mean that I don't want people to integrate their own gnosis and their own knowledge, because absolutely we need that. That's the whole point of building a community. If I thought that I could build the new earth alone, I would not be making videos. I'm not a content creator. I'm not a preacher. I'm not a prophet. I have realization that in order for this to come to be, in order for the manifestation of the new earth and the manifestation of SpiritForge in its true essence, I have to build a community. So the doors are open. They're wide open to anyone on any level of consciousness, whether you are religious, whether you are somebody who is a God in human form. I don't care who you think you are. You come and we will meet you where you are. And I want you to integrate your knowledge. But there are some important aspects to SpiritForge that, are requirements in order to qualify as, I don't want to say qualify, that's a stupid word to say. But there are important aspects of SpiritForge that you have to embody in order for you to be effective in SpiritForge. And the key number one thing is unconditional love. You cannot look at these government entities, organizations, world leaders as the enemy. You cannot look at anyone who comes at us and calls us an enemy as an enemy. You cannot look at anyone from any state of consciousness as less than. So all of these things are important, and so I hope that in this video I'm touching everything that I want to touch, and I hope that it makes sense. So again, I've also made posts about the etheric grid system that is being hijacked by financial empires and things. And when I speak these things, realize that this is bringing awareness to those systems and those structures, to the old world. Not to call them an enemy, not to go to war with them. If you want to call it a war, you can call it a war, that's fine. War carries an alchemical energy that just doesn't mix well with what I'm trying to do. But if you want to alchemize truth with the current state of events, then you have to bring awareness to the darknesses of this world. Excuse me. Something got in my mouth. But you cannot be passively spiritual. I love passively spiritual groups. I love connecting with people who stay in a state of non-duality, because, yes, ultimately we are one. We are the I am that I am. I am you, you are me. We are one. But we cannot ignore the fact that we are experiencing individuality and duality. I mean, transcendent of this realm, yes, we are one consciousness. And everything in existence, from crystals to the earth to you, me, your couch, everything is consciousness. And that's what I'm talking about. when I speak of the electromagnetic biofield, the electromagnetic grid. It's all consciousness. That's what the quantum world is. So we're going to talk about how to speak to your bioelectromagnetic field, how to program it, how to deprogram it, how to create firewalls to it, how to regain the sovereignty of it, and then begin interacting with the electromagnetic field around you through a place and a state of divine authentic authority. And with that authentic authority comes from the oneness that I am, right? That's where the authority, the sovereignty comes from. The free will, comes from there. But ultimately, you are living in this human experience, in this state of duality. You're here. You have to come into acceptance of that, and then you have to alchemize your oneness with the state of duality in order for these parts of ourselves that are living in duality to transcend a third-dimensional state of beingness, and to transcend the ignorance of the one, right? The ignorance of our sovereignty, of our divine free will and our divine power. And in all of this, I think a big question that a lot of people tend to have is, with my state of belief, do I believe in a God? Of course I believe in a creator. Look around you. I mean, there's conscious intention in all things. I think what a lot of people misunderstand is I don't look at the creator from a dualistic state of beingness. I look at the creator as it's one with you. It's within you. It's one with the world around you. It's a part of you. It's a part of me. So we can talk more about what I believe is God, but I don't like the word God because it carries a certain energy with it. We can talk about interdimensional beings, or aliens. We can talk about other worlds, which I have remembered through meditation, and you can too, by connecting to the internet of consciousness. And you do so by taking sovereignty of your bioelectromagnetic field, right? So if any of this stuff interests you, I'm grateful for you stopping by Spirit Forge. Here you will learn. If you stick by me, and not follow me, but you follow your spirit, and you join me and alchemize my knowledge with your experience, because your life experience has been talking to you every day. And if you're here, it's not by accident. All is in divine alignment. The new earth is rising, and humanity is inevitably awakening. There is nothing that can stop it, because of God, because of the Creator. There are natural fail-safes built into existence in the time of the forgetting. We created these natural fail-safes when we created the forgetting. But we will delve deeper into this stuff. I'm going to go full-blown, man. I'm speaking truth now. I'm not going to hold back. And there is no ego tied to it. There's only love. Unconditional love. It's one of the requirements if you really want to find this part of yourself effectively. And if you want to, people are always asking the universe, why aren't my manifestations coming to be? Why, it's because you aren't coming from a place of true knowledge, of true sovereignty, true authority. You are still living in the third dimension. You're still, adhering to government systems. You're still adhering to those things. And what you're going to find is I'm not afraid of government systems. They're not going to kill me. They're not going to come at me. They're not going to attack me. Why? Because I've taken my sovereignty. Your government systems, they all operate with this knowledge. Look at the architecture. Look at the, the sacred, or the sigils they use. Look at all these things, God love them. They just are smarter than you. They just know the game. And, yes, they've subjected the larger portion of humanity to a lot of suffering. But guess what? You chose that in the forgetting. So, I don't hate the judges that I've battled with. I don't hate the lawyers, the doctors, the criminal organizations. I love them. They are me and I am them, and we are brothers and sisters. That does not mean that we don't bring awareness to them. Not the individuals, or not for vengeance, justice, or any of that. What is divine justice? Awareness and reclamation of sovereignty. That's divine justice. I don't believe in prisons. I don't believe in revenge. I believe in unconditional love and shining the light in the shadows so that knowledge and consciousness can alchemize truth into the etheric grid and alchemize and rise. And for those who are spiritual, you do not alchemize and rise by avoiding what's in the shadows. It's simple. So, much love.